Alright everybody, it looks like this is working. I'm attempting something brand new today. I want to welcome you back, first of all, to my channel, both on Twitch and on YouTube. So welcome back everybody, I'm Benvenu, and this is Benvenu's Corner. And since this is new to Twitch, I'm trying to record this to Twitch and stream it at the same time. Now, I won't be able to do game content from Madden with this, unfortunately, because I have an ancient computer that is basically a step up from an Abacus, and it just can't handle all that processing power. So, allow me to get back in here. You should hear some lovely background music playing. And let me just briefly catch the Twitch viewers who are new to this, because they're not going to know all the content from YouTube. On Twitch, I have focused on old school gaming from the Nintendo era. I'll probably do some Super Nintendo things, something like that, something that my computer can handle. And I've been mainly doing my Madden 20 franchise content on YouTube because I can actually record those offline and then upload them to YouTube, and I get at least viewable looking content. But when I've tried to do game action, recording and streaming at the same time, it just became a convoluted mess that did not work. So, what is this? Well, my YouTube followers will already know, but basically what I have done is I've created a franchise here based on some inspiration from something called the Relocation Football League, which has taken all the Madden. They run it on Madden. They're running it on Madden 21 now on Next Gen. They just upgraded to Next Gen, so that's something they just recently done. And they've taken all the NFL teams, or at least most of them, and relocated them all, as many as they can. And people can opt in to be either players in a college series and then get drafted, or you can become a coach of a team, and there's links in my profile for YouTube for that. But if you just go to their relocation website, Relocation Football, their website, you will find all the information you need there. They're in the middle, they just started Season 6, they're in Week 3 coming up. So anyway, that inspired me to do something, and what I have done is I've taken the Miami Dolphins. Well, let's start. I've taken all the teams, and Madden doesn't allow you enough teams to relocate every team in the game. I think they only give you about 17 or 18 options. So what I've done is I've relocated the entire AFC, ran a few seasons, enough to get all the current NFL players out of the game, because I wanted to create a completely new universe. And then I was going to take over the coach of the worst team. Well, the worst team ended up being the Orlando Sentinels, who used to be the Miami Dolphins. So I took them over. They were 2-14 last year, and my goal was to at least improve the team. I didn't know really where we'd get. But here we are after the whole season, and the team has gone from 2-14 to 10-6 to secure a wild card playoff team. So now I'm in Week 17. Well, actually Week 18 in the playoffs, and I'm just doing what I call a house cleaning episode, where I go over training, I upgrade my players, I would do some scouting, but it's not available right now because of this time of year, it just isn't. And then I usually take a look at the other team, but we have some awards to go over too, yearly awards, so we're going to do that. We're also going to hear from the head coach himself, who learned just when he learned that his team had indeed made the playoffs. Now, it was a precarious situation because the thought was, with how the standings were playing out, that the Sentinels would need to win their game against the Explorers last week, who were the first place team in the division, as you can see. The Explorers are 13-3. They were 12-3 last week. We were 10-5. And we thought we needed to go to 11-5 to at least secure a playoff spot. But we'll take a look at that right now in the AFC. So you had the Explorers win their division, the Dreadnoughts won theirs, and because the Bisons won their game, and my mouse is interfering here, so let me secure that, pardon me. Since the Bisons won their game and went 11-5, the Miners, Conquistadors, and Celtic Tigers all went 9-7, as well as the Voyagers. So, luckily the Bulldogs went 10-6, and we went 10-6. So, it was shaky. We were going to need help from other teams if we lost the game, and unfortunately we did. And but fortunately we got the help. Unfortunately, we're going to meet the Bulldogs, and you'll understand more about that later. We did play them once this year already. We did meet them. But when I go over the season awards, I want you to pay attention to the Bulldogs players and how many you see there, because they are a good team. There's a reason why they are here in the playoffs with us. So, yeah, the Orlando Sentinels are in the playoffs, and Coach Hennessy promised that if his team did not make the playoffs, when he interviewed for the job, he went into the front office with the GM and the owner and said, look, I think you have a playoff team here, and I'm so confident I can get them there, that if I don't get this team to the playoffs, I'm going to retire. And it was looking like that might have been the case, but they snuck into the playoffs. 10-6, I don't know if you can say that's sneaking into the playoffs, but it was a close race, but they pulled it off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look at the season awards. And we go into stats here, and you'll see over here the awards. Weekly and yearly. We're going to pay attention to yearly awards. Now, there's NFL-wide MVP, and unfortunately we're not going to see any Sentinels there, but again, I said pay attention to the Bulldogs. So you have Landon Boggs of the London Black Knights. Richard Smart is the starting quarterback for the London Bulldogs. Tyler Simmons of the Saints. Seth Russell of the Eagles. Oliver Slate of the Crusaders. Marion Jackson of the Cowboys. Brock Bowen of the Dreadnoughts. Damon Winter of the Miners. Daniel Ford of the Elks. And Houston Schneider of the Explorers, who we played last week, and he is a very good quarterback. Now, Coach of the Year award, unfortunately, Coach Hennessy did not win that. He did a great job, but you have some really good teams like Griffin Murphy of the Explorers, who have the best record in football, so well-deserved. Paul Jones, the Saints were holding court with the Explorers for the best record in football, but they lost last week. Demetrius Turner of the Dreadnoughts with 11-5 record, and there's Shaq Hennessy at number 4, so not a bad showing. So now we're going to get into the positional awards. And Offensive Player of the Year is Richard Smart of the London Bulldogs. Slate of the Crusaders, Winter, there's Schneider of the Explorers, Bowen of the Dreadnoughts, there's Dalton Triplett, our starting running back. Unfortunately, he didn't get there, but he had a great season. We'll look at that a little later. Tobias Underwood of the Conquistadors, Peralta of the Conquistadors, Max Good, the quarterback of the Huskies. What a great name, Max Good. How good is he? He's Max Good. And Jerron Hepburn, the running back for the Miners. Defensive Player of the Year, we're going to get a great surprise there. It's the outstanding rookie, London Bates, middle linebacker, who has tackled everything, leads the league in tackles. Dean Sanborn was number 1 last week. He's the middle linebacker for the Huskies and a very good player. We played against him and saw just what he can do on the field. Wesley Windsor of the Voyagers. There's Robert Pickett of the Bulldogs. Barkley of the Conquistadors. McCoy, Fenton, Terrence King, Nate Youngblood, a strong safety for our team, and having a great year. And Marcus Kerr of the Tigers. Offensive Rookie of the Year. Unfortunately, we did not have anybody that was really in line for this. None of the rookies that we had were starters on this team, so they didn't get playing time, but you're going to see a representative from our team. Kamal Scott of the Tigers, Newton of the Miners, Hood from the Tigers, and there's Tyson Kerr, who is the backup running back and primary kick and punt returner for our team. So he didn't get a lot of playing time, but he was very productive in the time that he did get on the field. Sean Townsell, there's Parker Sherwood of the Bulldogs, Buchanan of the Voyagers, Bigby, Cone, and Kenneth Woods. Defensive Rookie of the Year, I wonder who. It's London Bates of our Sentinels. And again, the outstanding middle linebacker. Davion Newton of the Tigers, Celtic Tigers, my pardons there. Phillips of the Bisons, Capers. You got Vernon Hunt, our rookie right end. And Sheldon Bates, the huge defensive tackle. Clemens, Hicks, Miners, and Polk of the Bulldogs. Who's the best quarterback? Well, unfortunately, Kiefer Byrne, our starter, is not even on this list, but guess who is? Richard Smart of the London Bulldogs. Yep, we're going up against the best quarterback in the game. Brock Bowen Houston Schneider, we met him last week. Damon Winter. Oliver Slate. Jefferson, Peralta, Carter, Gregory, and Groom. The best running back is not, unfortunately, Dalton Triplett. It's Tobias Underwood of the Conquistadors. But there's Dalton Triplett having his best season ever with us. 10-6. Jerron Hepburn, Derek Richardson, Sean Dickerson, David Anthony, Averill, Dunn. There's Raheem Childress of the Bulldogs, and Harvey Dickerson of the Celtic Tigers. Best wide receivers. And my mouse is still going... What are you doing, mouse? My optical mouse is seeing things, I guess. Seeing ghosts. Like Sam Darnold of the Jets. Okay, so best wide receiver, Gilbert Godfrey. We faced him last week. This guy is amazing. He's got speed, he's got hands, he gets open, he just does it all. Arthur Ballard of the Dreadnoughts. Now, look at this. 2 Bulldogs back-to-back. And I didn't know how to pronounce this name earlier, but I looked it up. It's Fleur Lamontagne. I'm not French. I guess that's like French-Canadian or just maybe a Creole. Lamontagne is how you pronounce that. Keenan Ewing of the Bulldogs. There's Perry Wood, our guy from the Sentinels. He's 6'4", 230 pounds, and he's just a beast. He catches everything, and Kiefer Byrne loves him. Vince Cooper, Parrish Wynn, Mural, Flynn, and Cole. Best offensive lineman. Monroe of the Bisons. Ellis of the Explorers we faced last week. Matt Clifton, Jordan Burks, Monroe, Reynolds, McNally, there's Wooden, Charles, and Kent. You don't see any Bulldogs there, thankfully. Best defensive lineman, Cassidy Whitworth, we saw a couple of weeks ago, and he had 2 sacks against us. Just a very disruptive player. Christopher Morris, Kendall Burrows of the Bulldogs, Lance McCoy, Randall Everett, Jeremiah Perriman, Livingston, Rhodes, Randall, and Billups. Best linebacker, I wonder who. Well, it's not our guy. It's Denario Swiney, who is a pass rushing specialist for the Explorers, and he got a couple of sacks against us last week. There's Tanner Malone of our team, a surprise performer. He did not show this kind of performance at all through his career, so it kind of came out of nowhere. And London Bates, again, off-ball linebacker, so he doesn't get as much credit because he's not getting a lot of sacks. He has, I think, 4.5 on the season. Dean Sanborn from the Huskies, we've seen earlier in other awards races. Wesley Windsor, Barkley, Fenton, Robert Pickett of the Bulldogs, Sean Ramsey, and Charles McCoy. Best defensive back, Aaron Kershaw, who had an outstanding year, another one. He's had 3 amazing years in the NFL so far, and I'm glad we have him on our team. There's Matt Sermons, Frederick Humphrey of the Bulldogs. Are we hearing a trend here? Courtney Cochran, Sean Dunn, Marquand Bowman, Jacoby Spicer, Brian Wallace, Forrest Crockett, and Antoine Ballard. The best kicker. Now, there's a story here, and it surprised the heck out of me. It's our guy, Wes McGuire. And I'll explain this a little bit. Wes McGuire has been perfect from just about every range on the field except for 50 yards and more. Now, he's only made 4 field goals of 50 yards or more, but he's attempted about 18. So he's got one of the lowest field goal percentages in the game, but one of those 50-plus yarders was the longest kick in the NFL this season of 58 yards, and last week he was number 2 in best kicking rankings. And now he's won it, and I don't understand. But there he is. Wes McGuire won an award. Congratulations. Okay, there's Denton Holcomb, Josh Riviera, Raymond Rivera, Riley Tracy. He was number 2 last week. Well, actually, no, he was number 1. Oliver Slade, Haslam, Oliver, Holt, and Flores. And that's going to do it for the awards. So now you've seen that. Yeah, some surprises there. Some guys, I knew London Bates was going to win. That was not question in my mind. But seeing Wes McGuire there is a bit of a surprise. So this is the time where I would go over training and upgrading. And for the Twitch streamers who have not been here, the way I do training is the offensive line in Madden 20 and in a couple of the recent Maddens, they have this thing called dev trait upgrades, where if your players do well enough, they can go from normal development to star development, superstar development, or superstar X development. And basically what those things means is that you'll get more points to power up your player and improve your player quicker. And when you get to Superstar, you get special abilities, and Superstar X, you get even better super abilities. So I tend to focus on my offensive line because they don't get those dev trait upgrade chances. And for offense, I am focusing on a play that features my young quarterback and my offensive line. So this is the only play so far that I have in my playbook that does this. So that's why I'm selecting that one. And on defense, my secondary doesn't have any young developing players. They're all veterans or an established young guy like Kershaw. So I want to focus where I have my younger guys, which are my linebackers, and where I made my draft picks last season, the defensive line. So you can see defensive line and linebacker are focused right there. So that's why I'm going to pick that. And then I just sim it, because I don't want my skill or lack of to influence what happens. So we're going to just train real quick. And we're going to hear from Coach Shaq Hennessy, his post-game Week 17 press conference, and what he had to say about it. So let me cue that up for you guys, and then I'll shut up on mic and let you hear from Coach Shaq Hennessy. Take it away, Coach.
Hello, everyone. Just want to meet with you all very briefly. We have some places to go. We got to get back home to Orlando and start preparing for the postseason. I just got the news after the results of the game that we made the playoffs. Now, not very happy that we lost the game and how we lost the game. Again, it was a game within, we had it in our hands and we just let it slip through. Some costly mistakes at inopportune moments that you can't do against even any team in the NFL, not to mention one of the best in a game like this. You really need to just not make errors, and I think it's those errors that are really costing us. Penalties on third and short that make it third and long, which don't allow you to convert. A bad snap that leads to a blocked punt that leads to a touchdown to give up the lead in the game. And then the defense, just when it matters most, in the most critical position, allowing another touchdown. And the offense, just not clicking at the right times. We only let up 14 points. 14-6. That's a winnable game. So I would have much preferred to be winning and going to the playoffs, but here we are going to the playoffs, and I'm very proud of this team. Despite what I've just said, they've fought and clawed for everything they got this year. I didn't take this team to the playoffs. They took themselves here with hard work, dedication, and execution on the field, so don't give me any of the credit. Give the players on the field, the ones that are bleeding tears, sweat, and giving 150% of themselves on that field day in, day out to get to where they've gone. They deserve to get to the playoffs. I'm happy for them, and I don't have much more to say. I got to get this team ready to take on the London Bulldogs in London, England. Take care, everybody. We're going to the playoffs.
So there you have it, some powerful words from Coach Hennessy. Proud of his guys, disappointed in the performance, of course. They didn't think the team executed as well as they could have in a game that was decided in so few points. And that has been a trend for this team this year. A lot of close plays, close games that have come down to the wire, decided by a touchdown or less, and that's where this team can make or break their season, in those margins. So, yeah, he's proud of his team. he didn't give himself any of the credit for that, but between you and me, yeah, he took a team that has had no more than 5 wins in any season from 2020 until now and turned it around, fixed the culture here, made them believe in themselves, put players in positions to succeed, and yeah, he's being very modest. He deserves a lot of the credit. And I'm just upgrading my players and where I think they're going to get the most use. Yeah. I didn't get a great upgrade on Crockett, but oh well. Boy, is this Tanner Malone. How's he doing? Tackling not great. Finesse moves pretty good. Looking at his block shedding not being very good either. I might go... Run stopper usually helps block shedding. He's already got 83 finesse moves. I think I'll go run stopping, try to get that block shedding up a little more. And we got a +3, so that's a pretty good boost, even though it was only for 2 skills. So yeah, almost, that'll be 78 without the morale next year. So, improved it quite a bit. Perry Wood is amazing. I think he's a big-time physical guy. Let's see, does he... The only knock on him is really he's not that fast. Route running could be better. Let's go with that. Catching deep route, medium route. So, got some improvements there on what he needed. Again, those +2s are from his morale boost. We've done so well this game that it's improving his abilities a little bit. And on the converse side of that, if your team does poorly, your players can get upset, and that can negatively affect their performance. Wes McGuire, you need your accuracy, man. That's your problem. Your leg is strong enough. You just don't have the accuracy. So let's see if he gets an accuracy boost. And he does! Good job. Kick accuracy is now 84. You see, the power was never a question. He's got the distance. It's just his aim is a little off. And Coach Hennessy thought maybe his confidence had waned this season. Dalton Triplett, the very good running back. And if he does not break a lot of tackles, his trucking is very low, but everything else looks pretty good. So what do we do? Do we try power back to get him some break tackling and trucking, which is so low? I don't know if that's going to make enough of an impact. Or do we go more elusive? I'd like to get him a hybrid of power. Breaking a tackle here or there, even if it's just one every once in a while, could help. And he got a +2 to both, so now his break tackle would be 80 next season. It was in the 70s, so 79. So that's not bad. And his trucking is now 69. It would be 67. So that's not wonderful, but that's about his only deficiency is his strength. He can't break tackles. Nate Youngblood, the strong safety, and he's very balanced. So he gets 2. I'd like his zone coverage to be a little better, so we're going to go zone, and then we'll go hybrid. Awareness, zone coverage +2, and now we'll get him hybrid. There we go. Look at that upgrade. Coverage, man, press, tackle, awareness. So that's a nice upgrade for him. Oh, but changed his archetype. Tyson Kerr, the rookie running back, he's definitely by far and away an elusive runner. There's no question there. And his trucking is so bad, I don't think there's any reason to do anything other than just keep him elusive. It doesn't... Maybe improve his receiving here. Let's do receiving. Wow, that was a nice upgrade. Acceleration, agility, spin move, catching traffic, and short route running. Okay. Got some things I wasn't expecting, and let's go elusive here. There we go. Carrying, which he needs. Elusiveness, juke, and spin. Nice. He's a great little guy, a great little runner. I'm really impressed with his performance this year. He was a 4th-round draft pick. I was not expecting this type of ability. The knocking on him is at 79 carrying, which would prevent him from being a starter right now, in my opinion. But, yeah, he's got some time to sit behind Dalton Triplett, who's on the team for a few more years. So he's got some time to develop. Spencer Parsons, I don't care about the kick accuracy as much as maybe the power. Let's go accuracy first. Awareness and accuracy, there we go. And then go power. See if he gets kick power upgrade. And more accuracy. Okay, so he'll be pooching it inside the 20 even more often. But the reason why he got 2 upgrades, I mean, I believe it's because he's going to the Pro Bowl. And we're going to find that out right here. You can see his career stats inside the 20, 30, far away the first in the league. His punting averages aren't all that impressive, but it was the inside the 20. I think they put it under, no, it's not that. It would be awards. Yep, Pro Bowl appearances. So he made the Pro Bowl this year. That's why he got that. And it's going to be the same thing with Terrence Durham, the fullback. He really has no numbers to speak of because the team did so well and Dalton Triplett ranked so well as a runner, he's going to make the Pro Bowl. London Bates needs run stopping. He's already a good pass covering linebacker. He just needs to be better against the run. Oh, he is a superstar player, so he just unlocked an ability slot. And I wonder what ability he just earned. Awareness, block, shedding, tackle, +2. And we're going run stopper again. Agility, block, shed, pursuit, cover. He didn't get any tackling upgrades. So he is a superstar dev, so he just got a superstar ability. And now we can see, wow, his tackling is 89 now. That's good. I'd like to see that block shedding get up a little bit more. But you can see his zone coverage is already 80. He doesn't really need any more of that. Maybe play recognition could be better. And he has got the unfakeable. Defenders with this ability are rarely faked out by ball carrier moves and cannot be faked out when user controlled. Well, I don't user, but that's something that would be helpful with his run defense. This team is terrible against run defense. We're the best pass defensive team in the game. But we're terrible against the run. We're one of the worst. So, Terrence Durham, well, your only job is to block, so guess what? It's all going in the block. Wow, look at that. Good grief. Lead block and run block. All good. 87 lead block. Run blocking still only 69. The only problem with him is my running back is so fast that he does not sometimes get out there quick enough to set these lead blocks. But so despite his Pro Bowl season, we might need to move on to a more athletic player. New ability unlocked. We already saw that. London Bates with unfakeable. Good job, London. And we see Coach Hennessy here, and he gets experience points. He's my coach, so he's going to get experience over this season. And we'll take a look at what he has. Now, I already have him with the team building package, which means he's going to help players progress a little better as a default. Expert scouting would give me more scouting points, and a lot of people like to take that early on. I already think I have enough scouting points to scout everybody I want to look at already, so I'm not going to focus on that right now. I want my players to get better. So you can see, I've already got increased player weekly goal experience. I'm already boosting my offensive line and my defensive line because you win in the trenches, as they say. So he's got 4,300, and I've got a second-year quarterback who needs some help. He's not doing bad. He improved from last year to this year, but it's not as big of a boost as I would like to see. So we're going to go ahead and go with quarterback training, and he'll get a little bit more experience when he trains every week. Maybe I should have done that before I did training, but that'll kick in for next year, or if we go further in the playoffs, if that should happen. So, I've taken care of everything I wanted to do so far. Let me just check and make sure I'm actually streaming on Twitch, and it looks like I am. So that's great. I got one viewer, welcome aboard. I don't know if that's counting myself as my own viewer, but if somebody else is in the room, hello and welcome. I'm a little new to this, so I'm still kind of figuring it out along the way. So welcome to my channel. I hope you're enjoying the content, and if you want a little bit more background on this, please check me out on my YouTube channel for the Madden content. The game day strategy, I'll go ahead and do that real quick, and then I'm going to end this video so it's not 15 hours long, and then next time, the game will be put on YouTube. I can't stream that live. My computer just will not handle that. So I'll play the game, load it up on YouTube, and that's when I'll have for next episode. Hey, Coach, I pulled together some data for our game against London. Anything specific you wanted to know about them? What are their strengths? Well, I only have that option, so I might as well find out. I know what their strengths are. They're an amazing team on offense. The rush defense might be the best in the NFL. There were very, very few teams who were able to move the ball on the ground against those guys. Did you want to know anything else? Sure. Is there anything we can exploit? Honestly, they've got an extremely well-rounded roster. There's no single position we'll be able to take advantage of. What does their injury list look like? Are they missing any high-profile players? They've got a few guys who are banged up, but nobody worth noting. I think I've got all the information I need for this week's game. So there you go. Not real helpful information. So let's go ahead and save this. And thank you for joining me if you're here on Twitch. And thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the content, enjoyed me flubbing over my words a little bit. And I just want to add a little bit more content to Twitch. I've kind of let that lag a little bit as I'm testing my equipment and seeing just what I'm capable of doing with it. And just looking how I can incorporate this a little bit, even though I can't put games on here through streaming. It just won't work with my computer. It just says no. I tried, and you can look at my failures that I've had on my YouTube channel. I have that. I have my Madden content, my flubs. So you can experience my growing pains with me. So thank you for joining me, everybody. I hope you're having a great day, and we'll see you next time. I'll be putting more content on Twitch with Baseball Stars soon. I'll go over some of the Ultimate Team codes you can put in that game, and the female team codes you can put in. So stay tuned, and thanks for joining me. You take care, everybody. We'll see you next time on Benvenue's Corner. Take care now.